we're going to come in laughing again.
I was dancing.
Listen, when that countdown is going, I know, I'm like grooving over here. Good morning.
We can't do anything organized, can we?
No, we can't.
No matter
it's okay.
how hard we sit there and go, we're going to do it this time. We're going to be organized.
We're going to be serious. Okay. No. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Rachel. This is Leah. And we're a hot mess together. I don't know why we think we can do these videos together, but we hope that there will be beneficial. I know. We hope there will be good information. So, okay. So if you're new here, bless that you just walked in on this, but I'm Rachel Baker of Merciful Mornings. This is the place that you come for education, encouragement, and support for online teaching. We're both in our classrooms today, and also just daily life.
Trying to make it behave.
Okay, make sure you look pretty for the camera.
Not happening. Okay.
Okay. So this is why we bring the chaos together. Let's talk about this for a minute. Okay. We've gone live a few times on Leah's channel, and it's super fun for us, and everybody else laughs at us, I think, in the chat, which is fine. But our forces combined, I think, make a pretty good pairing because we are both in the independent online teaching world. I have a good bit of experience with curriculum development, course creation, and that's a lot of who my clients are. I help people, they have these ideas of things they love, their passions, their hobbies, all those kind of things, and they go, how do I teach that? And I go, ooh, here's a class idea. And we brainstorm that and get them going. And then the next question is, now how do I find my students? And I go, oh, Leah.
And there's the thing is the marketing side of it that I do is I think a lot of online teachers think, well, I've got the class. It should be good enough. You know, I know what I'm doing in the classroom. Well, actually, if you talk to parents enough, and I have in the past, they don't know all of the lesson planning and the things that you're doing. You have to be able to talk to them in their language and what it offers the parents if you're catering to children and what it offers them as a student. So you have to talk in their language in order to market your lesson plans. You can't just say, hey, I've got this great idea about reading this book and we're going to study comprehension and we're going to do compare and contrast. And then your client's going, what does that do for me?
Yeah. How does that help me?
You know what it does.
Right.
But the client doesn't know what it does.
Yes. So, okay. So in case people are new here and don't know who you are, give us a little rundown, Leah. Who is Leah Sparrow?
Be careful what you ask for.
Let us know.
Okay. I am an online teacher. I have taught over 7,000 classes and over 2,000 students. So it's not like I don't know what you're doing in the classroom. I do. I have a master's in curriculum and instruction with an emphasis in reading. So I am a literacy coach. My job in the brick and mortar was to go talk to the teachers and tell them what they were doing wrong. No.
Fix this.
No, actually, it's more like the teachers came to me and said, there's this one thing my students just can't get. So I also worked in radio prior to that. I have a bachelor's degree in English journalism. They just call it English now. But the focus was broadcast media and print media. So not only do I know broadcast media, which in radio, you have to keep people listening all the time. That's the goal. And that's the goal of marketing, is to keep them coming back all the time. And print media, which that transfers into your content, your posts that you post, how to draw the eye towards your ultimate goal of them going click. So those are the things that I know, and they come all together because I understand what you're doing in the classroom. I know the research behind what you're doing. Not only, I wasn't just a reading coach for English teachers. I was a reading coach for English, math, science, art, all the things.
All the things. Yes.
So that's how I came to be. I pretty much went through this birthing process and became a marketer for online teaching.
Well, it's a journey, right? It's, you know, like with mine, I was in the classroom. I did early childhood special ed. I did third grade. You're in there and then you're home and you're having to teach online. For both of us, it was health stuff, right? We had to come
our
home for our
bodies said
health.
you can't do that anymore.
Right. Quit it. So we came home and still had to pay bills. So here we are paying our bills, but you kind of learn, grow, evolve, keep your thumb on the pulse of what's going on. Hello, pandemic. So now we both get to use the skills we've gained with this experience to help other people teach what they love online, creating their own classes. And then I go, hey, Leah, and we figure out how to find their students.
And ours really do overlap a great deal, because I know Rachel has the 5 W's: who, what, when, and where, and why.
Yes.
When you're trying to understand your lesson planning, well, that goes into your marketing, but it's just said differently.
Right. Right. So if you are here today, be sure to say hi in the chat. And as we're going, if you've got questions, or if there's a specific niche topic, subject matter that you want to ask about how to find students in that area, drop it. Let us know. And if you're team replay, same thing, drop it in the comments. We check back
Team
and
replay.
we want to, listen, I'm all about being team replay. So if that's you, drop it in the comments. Let us know what your questions are so we can get them answered. But I have a topic for us today. We're going to actually,
what is it?
We're going to do a thing.
Me, so this is going to be one of those Leah's on the spot, Rachel isn't moments.
That's right. I love these. Okay, so I have been working with a client lately, and he loves to do books. He's very into books and reading. ELA it's his thing. But for the summer, kids want more fun stuff, not just a novel study, right?
Yeah, playtime.
So we've been brainstorming the types of books that he enjoys and likes to do. And a lot of them are based in different cultures, different mythologies. You know, you've got like the Percy Jackson, and there's all these different ones that share different cultures and mythologies, Egypt and Greece and Rome.
And including the stories themselves.
Yes. So we were brainstorming different class ideas of, why don't you have a class just for 1 week, 3 or 4 days, on Greek mythology? And maybe you cover like the most key gods, goddesses, what the culture was like.
You don't want to overwhelm, because it can get so
right. So how much can you do in this amount of time? And let the kids discuss, what do they know about it? Right? What do they think is interesting? What books do they enjoy reading related to this genre? So we broke that down into several classes, several different themes. So then he's going, now where do I find these kids? How do I
attract the students to my class?
Exactly.
Now, he's using prior knowledge. He's using outside elements that may not be Greek mythology, but have a connection to it. So does he have an idea of what some of his students may be bringing into class?
So, I mean, ideally, a lot of his kids have read these books or watched these movies. They're familiar with the topics. They're interested, right? Like, I read this book and now I want to learn more about Greek mythology.
So while he's learning more about Greek mythology, what is the output? What happens? What do they come out of it with?
They come out, well, his goal is to then in the fall offer those longer novel studies, explore more of the books that talk about it.
What's the student's goal?
To get to talk about the things they're obsessed with. And it not be mom going, please don't talk anymore about this. I can't handle. You know, with my littles, it's more like, mommy can't handle any more Pokemon or Minecraft.
Okay, so you're taking it from do you have a, let's see, Greek gods. I always get the Greek gods and the Roman gods confused.
Fine.
Is that Jupiter? No, no, that's Roman.
Zeus.
Zeus. That's not. My brain's going, let's do Roman just to screw with her. So Zeus, are your kids obsessed with Zeus? Well, Zeus, and tell a little bit about Zeus. And, you can ask in the comments below, what do your students say? What kind of Greek gods do they like? We're talking about this in my classes. Click here.
Would you reference the books too? Like, have you read books like this? Do you love these?
I would reference them, but I would not use them in your imagery.
Right.
because of copyright. But there's always a great way to connect, and you could use video too, where you're talking about, I read this book. Don't show the book in the video, but you can say the book that you were reading, and did you know blah blah blah, and then say, hey, tell me what you know about the Greek gods. Which one's your favorite in the comments below? Because the more engagement you get, the more your posts get pushed out there. Now, if you're doing paid ads, you're still going to want some kind of engagement and some kind of feedback as to who to target. If you don't know who to target with a paid ad, you're just wasting money. That's why the organic marketing comes into play so well. And you can share it in groups as well, or you can just discuss in a group, hey,
what group are you talking, like Facebook groups?
Facebook groups. Yeah. You can get out there and you can say something like, what kind of, even the OutSchool groups, what kind of Greek gods do your kids like, or what books do your kids like? And then you get the feedback from them and you start using that into your, hey, did you read Percy Jackson, that chapter where he did XYZ?
So a little customer research to know what to put into wording, asking maybe in like parent homeschooling groups or the OutSchool groups. I'm just trying to get specifics here so people know like where they can go.
As to how to talk to your client. So you start talking to the parent first, just like you do on Facebook, just chatting about books, And you're just talking about, oh, really? What else have they read? Oh, wow, I love that book, blah, blah, blah. And you just write down every little thing that they sit and tell you. Don't be with the intent on selling. Selling is the click now. Don't be intent on marketing. Just listen to what they have to say and then turn around and create your content.
Yes. Listen, that's the key word. People feel like they have to sell to get to come.
When you have so much intent, it's not going to work. People don't like sales. They don't like it. You don't like seeing ads flying around in your Facebook feed.
Right.
So, the more that you can be, it also shows you. So if you can be entertaining and give them a taste of what you're going to offer in your class about, you sitting there talking about that book or what you're going to talk about in your classroom, just a little bit, then wow, this class looks really exciting. Let me show this to my kid and see if he'd be interested.
Right. And I do love you can do independent teaching anywhere, and depending on how you do it, depends on how you advertise yourself.
Right.
But I do love on the OutSchool platform now where they help you advertise yourself. You can do a video for the parent and a separate video for the learner. So you can kind of diversify, and your descriptions. You can kind of be like, hey, parents, this is the stuff we're learning. Here's the benefit for your student. And for the student, you can be like, look how cool and fun this is.
Hey, kids, do you like Percy Jackson's, whatever book series you're going to pick out of there?
Yeah.
Or did you check out the chapter when he, met up with Medusa? What did you think about that? How would you fight Medusa?
Yeah.
I mean, kids love to do stuff like that. Parents want to know, what does my kid get out of that?
So or what do I get out of that? Because sometimes it's just like somebody else sit and talk with my kid for 30 minutes, please.
Well, it's that. But there's some parents that don't necessarily just want, hey, entertain my child on TV for a little bit.
Right.
They want them to learn something too. So this could be just a fun way to use your child's prior knowledge, which is what they already know, what they know in their world, in their life, in their culture, and apply it to these stories. How would you fight Medusa? Would you do it
critical thinking skills?
Or, which Greek god would you want to be, and what would you do to help this person in this situation?
Yes.
Let's pretend to be Greek gods, that sort of thing. If you were Zeus's child,
what power would you want to have?
What kind of relationship would you have with Zeus if you were his son or daughter?
That can get rough. They weren't very nice with each other in those families.
No, they weren't. But see, they could get a lot of frustration out and not really say, Mom and Dad do this to me. So
take it out on Zeus. It's fine.
My mom turned my electricity off because she wouldn't let me play games late at night.
I would never do that. No.
I loved it when the power went out. My son came screaming down the stairs. What did I do now? Nothing.
It wasn't me.
Speaking on the topic, what do you think you did?
What did you do? Should we discuss this?
It says you're so freaking out right now.
Hilarious. Okay, squirrel. We did it. We
Yeah,
squirrel.
we did it. Well, we have to have a squirrel at least once.
Okay, so I love these ideas. And then for people who are trying to reach out, this was another idea he had. He had worked some with an agency who was booking kind of tutoring services. And I loved the idea of kind of pitching a new course idea, pitching like, hey, I know the agency doesn't offer this necessarily, but I'm interested in offering, an 8-week math program this summer or whatever it is that you want to do.
That's going back to talking to the parents just about the topic and getting some feedback. You can do polls. Another great thing that I think online teachers should do, and a lot of entrepreneurs in general are doing, are quizzes. If you have a website or something like, sorry, my dog has decided to lick her bowl, if you hear that.
Good.
You're making a lot of noise doing that. So anyway, so like these quizzes, if you can create a quiz, and there's services out there that help you make a quiz, a quiz of like, I don't know, what kind of learner is your child? What kind of Greek god is your child? What Greek god are you? That would cater more towards the student,
right,
and possibly even the parent. And then at the end of the thing, you can say, hey, we're doing a course on blah, 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 blah. Click here. Or here's your free guide for, if you're doing math or, what kind of math genius are you? Or,
yes,
that's what kind of learner is your child.
I love quizzes.
Always end it with, hey, I've got a free guide on this type of learner.
Yeah. So even just not even necessarily for like, hey, come book this class, but just to get yourself out in front of people so they know you're out there doing this thing. They get your free resource.
Get them to your website and makes them go look around and see what you're doing.
Yes.
And quizzes are huge conversion tools too. They're really big. So, when you're doing something like that, you can also do a poll on Facebook or LinkedIn or in just about any social media platform that just asks, would your child be interested in, and don't use the teacher language, use the parent language. And if you're catering to the students, use the student language, because they don't want to hear, would they be interested in the Pythagorean theorem? They don't.
Would they be interested in expanding their critical thinking skills?
No, don't do that, because they'll be like,
they're not.
What is that? And they don't understand. That would be the same thing as me going out there and saying, you're an online teacher and you need to learn about niche and SEO and all of these words that everybody's going to go.
Yeah. So more of, would your kid be interested in hanging out virtually with other kids who are also interested in, or who have also read and want to discuss these books? And is that?
Well, if you could ask that, or you could just ask, what's your child's favorite book? Because if it's their favorite book, of course they're going to want to talk to somebody else about it.
Yeah.
Because they're probably annoying their parents with it right now as we speak. So if you do something like that, I see them all the time on YouTube, especially the polls that they do. There was one poll, are you male or female? And what they're doing, honestly, is they're trying to see who their main audience is. That's what they're really doing. They don't really care whether you're male or female. They just want to know how many males and how many females are paying attention to this channel.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. Where does my channel fall in the stream? Because the algorithm puts you where it thinks you need to go on YouTube. And so when you're getting stuff from certain people, it's because you watch them, or you've clicked on their video, or you've
or something similar
to it. Some way.
Yeah.
So you're going to see their little ad go, and then you got these polls, and some of them are just the stupidest polls. But there's a means to an end behind the poll.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out how to market you. And it's questions, why are you asking that? Some of them are like, do you sleep? and I think, honestly, when they're doing that, they're just trying to get engagement.
Right. Okay. So questioning your audience, asking the smart questions, actually listening to the answers, getting involved in groups
Yes.
on Facebook, wherever where your people would hang
And that
out?
sounds so time consuming, but it's really not. I mean, if you can, Rachel has her teacher's secretary with Asana, and you can say, okay, I'm going to dedicate either Monday to all of this, or I'm going to dedicate an hour a day, however your schedule works out, because even just 15 minutes, honest God, just 15 minutes, go in there and ask a question or converse with a comment that is in regards to something that you're trying to do.
Right.
I mean, because once your comment is out there, it's out there all day long for all to see.
Yes.
It's not like you just do it one time. The problem with your posts when they're organic, if you're not getting engagement, you're rolling dice. So your big moment is getting in those groups and interacting and making comments and posting and asking questions.
Excellent. Yes, I love it. Okay, we're gonna wrap up because we try not to go for 100 years, and I think we've done really well, not completely swirling today. I would just like to say
100 years.
We can go for 100 years.
We could go for 100. Yes, we could talk about this forever because both of us are like, yes, too.
Okay, so a couple things before we wrap it up. How do people find you? I see your banners, got your website there, but what's the best way for people to reach you? And I'll drop it in the description.
Shine a light of a sparrow into the sky. No.
My wonderful Georgia. Are you like Batman now? What's happening? How do people find you, Leah?
I'm my teacher marketing help. Poof, send up the sparrow. So I'm Leah Sparrow at teacherleah.com. And you can find me at Leah at teacherleah.com. That is my email, leah@teacherleah.com.
Excellent. And I'll drop all that in the description as well.
And my YouTube channel is Leah Sparrow. And you can find me anywhere on the Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Leah Sparrow. Just like Jack Sparrow, but I'm the original thing. I was here first.
Claim it. What?
Just shine the light into the sky.
Oh my gosh. Now I have to like get you a flashlight that has a sparrow filter on it.
We need you.
We need you. Oh my gosh. Okay. So guys, if somehow this video was helpful for you, be sure that you like it, share it with anybody else who might enjoy the information or the ridiculousness that we offer. We try to get together and brainstorm things at least once a month on this channel or on Leah's channel. We'll let you know on the social medias.
Yes, and if you follow us on our social media, which we'll have the links for my social media and Rachel's down there in the description below. If you follow, you'll see updates of when we're going to go live on each other's channels. So this girl's her. She will probably be on my channel next time. Yes. Okay. Always fun. Always a joy. Thanks for being here. Oh, this is fun. It is fun, even though we keep going, I got something else I have to do today. Can't come play squirrel with you today. I know. Not for 100 years today. All right, guys, drop your comments, ask your questions, reach out to Leah, and we will see you in the next crazy episode. Bye for now. Bye-bye.